Hi friends everywhere. Today we're talking about the bow maker Jean-Jacques Millant. He was one of the greatest of the mid 20th century to the end of the 20th century French bow makers. He was born in 1928 in Paris. He is the son of Roger Millant, and he is the cousin of Bernard Millant, who is the son of Max Millant. So in Paris there was the company Roger and Max Millant. They were violin makers and they had a shop there on Rue de Rome, and they both had sons who became very famous in the bow making world. Bernard Millant was of course famous for his expertise in certification. And back to Jean-Jacques. So he trained in the 40s with the Morisot Frère, so that's the Morisot brothers. He went back to Paris in the 50s, worked for his uncles, and then set up on his own, I think in the late 50s. And luckily, I was lucky enough to meet him. I was in Paris in the 1990s, and I went to one of the major shops here and said, "Who's the best French bow maker?" And they said Jean-Jacques Millant, and pointed me towards a little street around the corner from Rue de Rome. And that's where I met Jean-Jacques in his workshop and spoke to him about bow making and his life and things like that. And he told me that he only made gold-mounted bows. So from 1970, in all fact, he just made gold bows. Before that, I can show you some bows that I've got. I've got 3 viola bows and 1 violin bow with me. So we have a bow that he made for his dad and uncle, stamped R&M Millant et Paris. My dog's getting excited here. He likes a French stick. No, be good, come on. And the interesting thing about this bow is that he used a silver eye. So it wasn't the pearl that you often come across. It's got a Hill, W.E. Hill & Sons setting. So the bow is sunk into the frog. The frog is sunk into the bow, that's what I meant. Okay, so that's a bow he made in about 1950. Then we move along to this interesting bow here, which is a viola bow with his own experimental design. And he made this bow in about 1960, and he patented an idea of having the frog sitting onto, well, this one's a little bit different because it's quite a normal style where it sits on there, but it's got the angle there. But other ones he made, they were sitting on the ivory or sitting on the tortoiseshell, which was already stuck onto the frog. Okay, didn't really catch on. This is a really nice viola bow though, in the ivory, as I've said. His typical head style is sort of piccatish, so it's quite sort of an angle there. Okay, and then we've got 2 of his standard bows, one made in 1970 and one made in 1990. The bow made in 1990 is actually Bernard Millant's own bow, which I was lucky to purchase. And this bow is featured in their fantastic bowmakers almanac of the Le Hachet. So if you look there, 1990, this is the bow that's in the book. Anyway, Jean-Jacques Millant is one of the last great bow makers of that period, and certainly a great link to the earlier makers of the past. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will put some photos of this on my Bishop Strings Facebook page, and we'll see you next weekend where I will do the bow maker André Rouchon. Bye-bye.